What's up guys, Charles, mXrevival, mXrevival.com. Today we're back with another Interviews with Icons. We're going to be visiting Jared Yedlicka of Elusive Graphics in Monterey, California. It's freaking cold, man. I gotta get this van loaded, gotta take the bikes out, load up another moto, grab the frames for the CR500 build. Jared also does powder coating under a company called Apex Coating, so I need to get a jacket on, load this thing up, and get on the road. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Hi, what's up guys? Made it down to Elusive Graphics in Monterey. This is Jared, owner of Elusive Graphics, and as you can also see, Empire wraps. They wrap cars, trucks, UTVs, you name it. You want to take me on a tour of this place?
Absolutely, come on in.
All right. As you can see, this place absolutely kicks ass. Jared's going to show us around, take us to a couple different workstations. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get going. So what's going on over here, man, with all these jerseys?
They're all ready to heat transfer on Monday, so the customer will get their name and number on the back, a few logos on the front. Once we print them all out, we use this machine right here. It's called a heat press. We press it down with about 300 degrees of heat for a set amount of time, and it transfers the decals to the jersey, and we're good to go.
Nice. Does it do other things besides jerseys, or can you do t-shirts with it?
Yeah,
or?
we can do like t-shirts. We've got a curved one for hats.
Notice you guys have a bunch of seats over here also. Are these available for customers, or what's the deal with the seats?
Yeah, these are a handful of covers that are ready to ship out on Monday. We can do your own custom rib, side color, top color, whatever you want. For example, we got bright pink, blue, and white for one of the customers.
I see you have some of Spencer Luzak's plates from Straight Rhythm. That was a fun event. Who's this guy here?
Colton Eck, rider we helped out for a long time. He unfortunately got injured again, so hoping for speedy recovery. I think he's well on his way. So super good kid. Sent us a plate and a jersey, and we're always stoked to help him out. All
right, so I'm real interested in this monstrosity back here. What does this thing do?
This is our large format printer. Most of our jobs get printed on here, from motocross jobs to vehicle wraps, banners, all that stuff, label runs. It all gets printed here on a 54-inch wide roll of material. So that gets rolled up onto a cardboard core. We cut the jobs off. We take that roll over to the laminator here, which puts a clear protective film on top of the material. It gets sandwiched by two big rollers on here. And motocross material is obviously a lot thicker for boot rub and UV protection and all that stuff. So then the jobs are fed out from the laminator onto the cutting table here, where we then cut them each into individual jobs.
So what goes down at the production table?
We do a lot of graphic installs, cutting jobs apart, making banners, anything to do with production of graphics or printed material. That's what we do right here.
Awesome. So you can pre-install right here for your customers.
Definitely. We do that a lot. We order plastics for our customers. Doesn't matter what bike you got, we can get you plastics. And then when you do order plastics through us, we do a free install service just to make sure when you get your plastics, it's all dialed, ready to go. No bubbles, nothing like that.
Really cool that you offer it for free.
We appreciate our customers, and it's something we like to throw in for free. So, okay, so our cutting machine die cuts all the way through the material. What we used to have to do back in the day when I first started, we had to cut the decal and then cut the paper, the backing paper by hand, which took a lot of hours. Those hours all added up with a high volume of kits. So this machine is a lifesaver. Super clean finish. It also helps for mocking up decals. When you get them in the mail, you can kind of throw them up against your plastics and get an idea of fitment before you go ahead and peel the paper off and go for the install.
We've been trying to film together for a really long time. Jared is insanely ambitious and insanely busy, pretty much always. In addition to Elusive Graphics, some of you guys already know if you're a local boy, but other guys don't know that he actually runs two other companies out of this facility, and I wanted to touch on that. What are the other two shops aside from Motocross Graphics?
The other shops are Empire Wraps, where we do a lot of vehicle wraps and signage for local construction companies, a lot of label runs and everything. And then Apex Coatings for Cerakote and powder coat work for everybody all across the country. We've shipped to Texas and New Jersey and all kinds of different places. So thank you guys. all you customers that keep us so damn busy. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, this guy is extremely hard to get to. I'm not making that up, and in fact, he's one of the biggest keys to success with a lot of our bikes, mXrevival bikes, and especially the giveaway bikes. He's a massive sponsor. All the coatings, be it powder coat or Cerakote, and graphics on our stuff, it all comes from Illusive here, or Apex Coatings. So thank you too.
You're welcome.
When did this all start? I mean, well, first off, how old are you right now?
Right now I'm 24, almost 25. Be 25 in like 15 days.
And he's running 3 companies, so you guys, if you guys are listening, you have no excuse, first and foremost. I've always admired that about you. I think that that's awesome. I wish I would have had the foresight to take on such tasks when I was your age. I'm 35 now. I'm old as shit. So, okay, so when did all of this start for you? What turned you on to doing graphics in the first place? You just love to ride, or?
Yeah, I grew up racing and fell in love with dirt bikes at a very young age. I had a little bit of a background in like 2013. I helped a different graphic company, really small graphic company at the time, and kind of got a feel for how things work. And in 2014, I started my own business, got all the equipment, and kept rolling from there.
Were you doing design work, or were you installing for the other company when you started? Or
I did both. So I had never actually worked with the program. I've never been artistic. I never thought that that I would even be able to do it. So I would do installs and production and everything. And then toward the end of working with that graphic company, I tried designing one kit, and for never using the program, I picked it up rather quick and pretty good. Like, it turned out good, and just kind of, I guess that gave me the spark to start my own thing.
This guy is one of the best designers in the country, and he thinks he's not artistic. So before all the graphics and the vehicle wraps and the ceramic coatings, did you just jump right into this straight away, or did you hold any kind of, like, I will say, regular jobs before any of this, or were you like just head first into entrepreneurship from the beginning?
Pretty much head first. I grew up since the age of 5. My dad always taught me to work really hard. Grew up operating heavy equipment around the house, and just always enjoyed working. I kind of had a different mindset. Like, my dad is self-employed, has always been. He busts his ass and is really talented, so I really look up to him, and you know, he kind of taught me to, if you want to do something, you do it right. So from the beginning, I wanted to jump in and make sure that I did everything as good as I could, and so straight off the bat, I got all the best equipment that I could afford. And
that answers one of my questions. I was going to ask you about your dad, because I know that about him also, and I could only assume that you know, he had a heavy hand in kind of creating the Jarrod that I've gotten to know, because you have always been ahead of the curve. You've always been meticulous, and so like I said, I wanted to ask you about that, you know, growing up in that environment, and how much that would have rubbed off on you. So that's really cool you touched on it. Yeah,
my dad's super picky, and then my mom is also extremely smart and talented, so I was very fortunate to learn a lot from both of them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it shows, man. I mean, it's incredible what you've done in a really short amount of time. So challenges, every business owner has immense challenges. What do you think is probably your biggest struggle? And it could be one of the 3 companies, or all encompassing. Like, what is the hardest part for you right now, which will most certainly get easier, I'm sure, but what do you think that might be?
Hands down, biggest challenge is being able to stay on top of everything with so much going on, running 3 different things and having so many jobs to do with each one of them. We pretty much work all day, every day to stay on top of things, and hopefully we'll get some reprieve soon with extra help.
And having said that, I know you're always looking for good designers, and you've had a few guys roll through that you may have had higher hopes for. I've also sent you a couple guys that have hit me up on Instagram looking for work, and as time goes on, if you guys need to reach out to Jarrod, you can always consider doing so, and he can take a look at your portfolio. And I know it's been, like he said, a big struggle getting good designers that are reliable and can knock out top tier designs. Now that you've put down a few good years of hard work, and you've created a name for yourself, and you've built this awesome shop, and things are rolling, there's a lot of guys, I would imagine there's a lot of guys that reach out to you for starters, asking you, like, where do I start, or whatever. Like, I get that once in a while, and it's really hard to answer, because there's so many things involved. You can't go, well, you need to go buy a printer and a laminator. Like, it just doesn't work. To me, I think the common denominator, and I want to know what you think, is that you just got to get your ass out and start trying. You just have to start doing stuff. You don't start with the silver spoon in your mouth. And guys that do, they probably don't care as much most of the time. But if you could offer someone any advice, be it the same advice as just getting off your ass and starting, is there anything you think you could offer as advice to guys who want to get into the moto industry, or maybe more specifically what you're doing with kits and coatings and wraps? Or is there anything you could offer to somebody wanting to know?
Just get after it. Whatever your passion is, you gotta follow it and do everything you can to make it a reality, you know. Keep hustling and make sure it happens. Do your best to follow through with goals you set. That's a really important thing, is kind of give yourself milestones and goals to reach, and just obviously as you accomplish things, those goals will keep climbing. When I first started, I never ever would have thought that we'd have one magazine project, let alone a handful of them. Been super fortunate to have that.
So like he said, most guys, myself included in the beginning, like I didn't set goals. I didn't know about that. You know, I don't come from an entrepreneurial background. My upbringing is completely different. It probably has a little bit to do with why I wouldn't say I'm behind, because age isn't a relevant factor for the most part, but why he's so far ahead at 25 than I am at 35.
Oh man, I don't know about that.
Well, thank you. You know, but
I definitely look up to everything that you do and what mXrevival has come to, and it's really cool to see, man. Like, your work is awesome, and for sure look up to it, and I don't think I would put you ahead of me any day. So
the feeling is mutual, and that's the coolest part, is what you guys are seeing, these relationships that are formed by way of that common denominator, just being bust your ass and do hard work. Like, this mesh and all the things we create together is what creates this very relationship you see here, myself inside Jared's shop. And so get your ass out there, figure out what you want to do, write it down. That's the best way. Goal set, that's something I never did. And when you start smashing those goals, the next thing you know, you turn around and you're like, holy crap, look at this thing I made. And as long as you never settle down or get comfortable, I don't think there's really any limit to what you think you can do. It's probably much higher. And if I could offer one other thing that's new for me additionally, is I don't give a shit about what anyone says anymore. That's been the biggest thing. So another question I wanted to ask that you already sort of touched on, which was cool, was through your time doing this, you've touched a lot of people, be it professional racers, maybe on the sponsorship side, or bike builds, or just guys racing on an amateur level. Do any of those guys stick out to you? When you think about them, has there been somebody you've really enjoyed working with?
Absolutely. Through the years, early on, I was fortunate enough to work with Cameron Cannon of the Monster Army. We did like amateur national kits for him. We did Monster Cup graphics, and that came through Aaron O'Neill at Monster Army. And then we got to do jobs for him, and then that branched into doing other things, and just kind of snowballed things. So that was a really cool opportunity early on. Other kids that stand out would be Colton Eck. We've worked with other Supercross teams and stuff throughout the years, but Colton definitely stands out as one being super appreciative and always willing to represent our brand really well. Good attitude all the time and everything. We definitely don't like the kids that get product from us and don't give anything in return, you know, that aren't appreciative or don't post for us or anything like that.
Having said what you have about sponsorships, it sounds to me like those opportunities are still available to select people who sort of fit the criteria and actually care to represent a proper way and are thankful. And I know that all you really want to do is get people completely stoked on what you provide. Like, your heart goes into every kid.
All we ever want to do,
so you know, it's hard not to take it personal when you know, you're doing that because you love it, and you're like, here's this thing I made you, and someone's like, you know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
On the topic of magazine builds, I'm pumped to have Jared on board for this guy here. This is our mXrevival Dirt Bike Mag Project Ping King. It's a 1990 CR500. And thank you very much once again for being a part of our projects.
Definitely, yeah. It's older than I am, but we'll get it looking better than new.
That's crazy to me that the bike is older than Jared.
Yeah, that's weird.
How many years?
5 years. Yeah, it's 1990.
Make me feel like an old turd, dude. So all things said and done, at the end of the day, with Illusive, Apex, and Empire wraps, what are you most proud of? What's your absolute favorite part about what you do?
My favorite part about what I do is stoking out customers. Like when somebody contacts us after they get their graphics or their coatings and they're just over the moon happy with them, that to me is better than any financial gain or anything like that. You know, the feeling of helping somebody and knowing that they're as happy as they can be with the product that you can provide, that's the coolest feeling in the world to me. Nothing tops that. We love taking care of you guys, and we love all the support that you give us. Always on the lookout for new help, new designers in particular. So if you're looking for a job in the motocross industry, looking to run production or design graphics or whatever it may be, we may have a spot for you here. So hit us up and we can go from there.
And don't hit this man up if you don't at least have some sort of portfolio, damn it.
Yeah, please. Have some background, please. We're very picky.
Okay, so we saved a really cool part of this video towards the end here. We have specifically withheld on printing a graphics kit for one of my customers for a couple weeks because we wanted to make sure to catch it on film. So today we're going to actually show you a print job come out of the printer. It's for a 2020 CRF 450R for one of my good buddies, Jason Lawrence. Jason, your kit will be immortalized on YouTube forever. So if you guys are ready, we're going to go ahead and print that kit.
Check it out.
All right, so what are we looking at here? This is a 2020 CRF 450 as mentioned, and we've had a similar experience with this kit, but just one other time before.
Yeah, we did this same design on the red Revolution YZ, and Jason liked it so much that he wanted the same thing for his 450. So we've got it here just in a red and white version rather than red and black, and he'll be getting a custom seat cover to match as well.
So what's going on over there?
We're putting the laminate on this print, getting the clear protective coating on it. So they're all cut all the way through the backing paper, the decal and the backing paper, so that when you go to mock it up on the motorcycle, it's nice and clean. You can see exactly where the decal is going to fit, rather than there being excess paper all around the edge. So when you get this in the mail, you've got a nice clean decal trimmed right to the edge. And that is how we make graphics.
All right, guys, that is how you make a badass set of graphics. Thank you very much, Jared. Jason's going to absolutely love these.
Yeah, we're excited to see him on the bike.
And I really appreciate you having me, man. It's always good to see you. Guys, we're out of here. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. Please give this video a like. I'm going to keep doing these with important industry people, so I hope you enjoy it. And thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys for checking out the shop.